Troy here. Just before we get started with today's topic, please be sure to like, comment and subscribe and press the little bell so you can be notified of any future topics as they come through. And let me know in the comments below if there's anything, any pressing issue that you'd like to discuss or have discussed. You know, life's there to live, and I think we often forget that there's so much that we can tap into and so much that we can actually offer. And I just want to touch on a few things today, and there are two particular reasons why you aren't where you are in terms of success and breaking into something that you are totally fulfilled by. And we'll get into those two specific reasons a little bit later. I also want to, on my Facebook channel or Facebook page, Know Go Do, I'll actually type out an article that further unpacks and expands on what I'm going to touch on in this little chat. But I think you guys, and I know you guys, are very, very wealthy in terms of what you have to offer. And you know, I think about particularly our situation in this country, South Africa. There are very many people who are just drawn. There's depression. You can that forlorn look in their face. There's a lot going on, but you know what? We can't ride on the decisions of government and whatever the case might be. And we're not going to get into politics here. But what I want to say to you is this country is ripe. This country is ripe. We've had many fantastic families who have left and gone to look for greener grass on the other side. And I'm telling you, the grass is green here. The grass is green here, and you hold the fertilizer. You've got the fertilizer. If you feel that you are imprisoned in certain structures and formalities in this country, let me tell you that you are in a prison, the door to which you have the key. You've got the key for that door, and we need to stop finding excuses. You know, the youngsters of today, and I'm speaking to you, little Sarah Jane and you, Bobby, watching this thing, 15, 16 years old, and even right up through, all the way through, 45, 50 years old. You've got a dream, you need to tap into it, guys. You need to tap into it. You know, I think as a teacher, I've seen interests and passions and talents just in the youngsters that I've taught. You know, interests shown in makeup, hobbies in horse riding, equestrian, drawing talents, incredible drawing talents, writing skills, creative writing. You know, these things there, and they often get squashed for whatever reason. And those are avenues. Because those are attached to passions. And why not make a living out of your passion, guys? Why not make a living out of what you love to do? You know, I've been listening to a couple of talks by Gary Vaynerchuk. I think that guy carries enough energy for everyone, I think. But, you know, he's got his journey. He's got a few good pointers to say. But, you know, at the end of the day, if you know who you are and what you enjoy, get on with it and do things, you know, and make it work for you. We can't find excuses in life. Well, we can find excuses in life, but I mean, for what? No one really cares if we complain. So get in there and make it happen. And, you know, social media often gets bombarded as something negative. We get talks at schools and seminars, and things take place which constantly paint a picture of how negative, you know, the negatives and the dangers and the warning signs of social media and the World Wide Web and internet and that. And I mean, you know, there are definite dangers. And we need to be aware of that. But it's the opportunity where we are at the moment. You know, social media, the internet, Snapchat, YouTube, Instagram, the online arena globally, that's here to stay, guys. You know, the platforms might change from time to time, but this is where it is, guys. This is where it is. We need to embrace it. And that is actually the arena where you can establish yourself an identity, not within. You need to know who you are within, but to establish yourself a brand. You know, regardless of what your passions might be, if it's makeup, if it's horse riding, if it's creative writing, if you like the digital arena in terms of photographs and videography, whatever the case might be, establish a brand for yourself. and build on that. And don't be scared to try. Don't be scared to fail, and don't be scared of people's opinions. And those are the two things that I just want to mention. Those are the two things I can guarantee are holding you back. Number one, it's what are other people going to think about it? And you've got to stop worrying about that. Because the fact is, there'll be haters, there'll be people not interested, there'll be people that aren't just getting touched by what you're sharing. And that's a reality in life. You're not going to be able to change everyone on earth, but there will be someone who will certainly be touched and affected by what you have to give. And you need to do things out of the love for who you are and for the passion of what you like to do. So don't be held back by people or the fear of what people might like or unlike. That's incredibly important. And then secondly, certainly don't fear making a mistake, because you're going to make mistakes. Even if you do venture into establishing some kind of brand or putting a video out there and using the internet, after a few years' time, and persevere there, I must just say, but after a few years' time, you'll go back and look at your original take, or whatever the case might be, and you might actually cringe a little bit, as to how you've progressed and developed from where you started. But you've got to start, guys. You've got to start. And who knows where that rabbit hole might take you. So, don't fear people's opinions, and don't fear the fact that you could possibly make a mistake or do something wrong. Another thing that I've heard Gary Vaynerchuk mention is that, and he addresses a lot of the youngsters as well. If you're 22, 23 years old and you want to take a step in an unknown direction, and you want to venture into something, go for it. You can make 10 years worth of mistakes and then still come out of that young. 33 years old, if you're in a crappy job and you want to step out of it to try and venture, in 10 years time, you're 33, you're still young, and if really nothing has actually become fertilized, there's a good word, if nothing is fertilized, then go back to your crappy job. It's easy to find a crappy job. But I can promise you now, if you're pursuing what you are passionate about and what you thoroughly enjoy, and you give it the hard work, don't look for overnight quick fixes. You've got to persevere, you've got to work hard. Planning is important, and that's my encouragement to you. Plan, work hard, and just surround yourself. Here's another tool, and this is incredibly important. Surround yourself with people who love to win. People who love to win. Take a constructive criticism from where it comes and let it build you. Get a hunger for wanting to progress and learning from your mistakes. That is part of progress. And like I said before as well, with regards to social media, it's a tool that can be embraced. It must be embraced. That's where we're going now. It's slowly, and it's nice to sit and read the newspaper, flip through a magazine, but that's costly. You want to advertise who you are and what you want to do along that kind of platform and medium, you're going to splash out some money. You can practically go free online and really just establish a brand and build it. And don't do it for an outcome. That's always there, but do it because that's passion. That's what you want to actually give. And you'll find that your energy levels will actually increase, and your desire to embrace life will increase as you realize you're giving towards people, a kind of community that are actually appreciating who you are and what you've got to give. And that's important. Like I said, there's lots of negativity and lots of warning signs around social media, dangers, and you need to learn what those are. But embrace that platform. It's like getting a new car. If you get your first car or a brand new car, you're not carrying the primary thought of how you have to stop at every red robot, how you have to look around and actually drive for other people who might be reckless, how you have to use your mirrors and do what you need to do. Are those things important? Of course they're important. You've got to learn the road rules. You've got to know the dangers. You've got to be careful. But that's not that's not why you've got the car. Your passion is showing people the car you've got, driving that car, washing it, keeping it clean. There's a sense of pride, ownership, and building on it. And that's what you actually exude. Now, the social media platform and the internet is exactly the same. Know the dangers, but don't be driven day in and day out by trying to avoid the dangers. Embrace the good that is in it. That is why the first world countries dominate that arena, because they're not shy to. And again, just springing off into another rabbit hole, going back to us as a country, South Africa. I mean, what makes us a third world country? Back in the day, we had the majority in terms of number in rural communities, living far below the breadline. We know that our unemployment rate is quite high, but these things are self-inflicted. I think we have a government that's we're not going to go into that now, but if every rand and cent was used in the correct direction, I think we should have already been pushing onto the platform as a first world country, and that's what I hope and dream. South Africa has potential to be a first world country. We've got resources, we've got human resources, we've got natural resources, we've got everything it takes to be a first world country. We now have the World Wide Web arena. We've got incredibly talented people who the previously disadvantaged are just coming through in the arts, so many directions. And if we stop this pattern of trying to bring each other down and embrace who we are as a nation, we are the Rainbow Nation, and let's embrace who we are. Let's embrace each other. Let's use the platform to actually engage in the global arena, and the internet is exactly that kind of platform. Let's use that platform to build yourself a brand, establish who you are, and it's such a nice tool to perhaps start your own business and take it up from there. So that's incredibly important, guys. And I can tell you now, entrepreneurship, there's a small handful of us who kind of have our future mapped out in terms of, if you know that you've got the support base, the knowledge, and everything else that kind of aligns you to become a doctor or a chartered accountant or a lawyer, and that's fantastic. But that's not the majority of us. The majority of us have a passion, a desire, and sadly are heading our way to just snatch up the first job that we can get to pay bills. And let's not be a slave to that, guys. If that's a means to an end, fantastic. But don't let go of your dreams. Work hard. If you have established a little business, think bigger. Think bigger, go bigger. Use the platform of social media and dominate, guys. Dominate and work hard. The speed bumps will come, and actually fall in love with it, because that's what hard work is. And if it's really something that you're passionate about, like I've said before, the effort put in isn't really going to be as exhausting as working a 9 to 5 at a crappy job that you don't enjoy. And so basically there it is, guys. We'll chat a lot more later about this, and I'm excited. I'm excited for you. I'm excited to hear about how things have unfolded for you. It's incredibly exciting. I see kids in school, just leaving school, they are excited to embrace life. And don't lose that passion, guys. Don't lose that passion. Globally, don't lose the passion. Embrace who you are and tap into who you are and what you've got, just as your own resource. South Africa, this country is going to dominate, and it's going to dominate because of you. It's not going to dominate because of 2 or 3 people that are making decisions right at the top there. You, fellow citizens, you are going to embrace your dream. You are going to advance your dream. You are going to grab a hold of who you are and what you've got to give, and you're going to dream bigger, and you're going to just dominate. And I'll tell you right now, that's going to open up practical opportunities for employment, and you can see this country is going to become a first world country. If you don't like that, push the downwards thumb, move on, go listen to whatever you want to listen to. I don't care. Those are the facts. Is it going to be easy? No, it's not. But I believe it to be true. Get in there, guys. Make it happen. You've got the key.